Tips to keep your baby safe around dogs. Engage your dog in an obedience training program. Dogs have been known to attack babies on first meetings as their hunting drive kicks into overdrive in these instances. Having a dog that you can control early on before bringing a baby into your household is key, and should be the first thing to do before bringing in the baby. Start early with the program, usually 3 to 4 months ahead of the baby's arrival. Learn basic dog training commands here. 2. Start the introduction slowly. With new pets, it takes our dogs a long time to adjust to them. It is estimated that this can take about 2 to 3 months before our dogs accept other pets as part of the household. Why then would we assume that our dogs would fall in love with a human baby on first sight? The same logic applies to a new baby in the household. The best approach would be to introduce the baby gradually to the dog. The baby should not be exposed to the dog at this early stage, but you can start introducing your dog to the baby's scent by exposing them to the baby's clothing, blankets, etc. This way your dog starts to associate the scent with the baby's cries and activities. Once your dog seems comfortable with these activities, you can start working on them interacting with the baby, of course under your close monitoring. 3. Never ever leave a dog alone with a baby. The internet is full of cute pictures of babies, and dogs all cuddled up and seemingly having a nice time. Even though this looks cute and all, this is a big no when it comes to how babies should interact with dogs. If you don't get anything from this video, let this one stick. Never, ever leave your dog alone with a baby. You and your dog may have come to an understanding of how you interact with each other, but as far as the baby is concerned, their actions are still unpredictable to your dog. More so, a dog still has instincts akin to that of a wolf, and can go into predator mode in an instant. Make sure your baby is in a room where your dog does not have access to any time you are not around. You may also consider introducing dog gates and dog crates to keep them out of the baby area, or contained when you are not around. No matter what it is, your dog should be getting to the understanding that interacting with a baby is a privilege he or she needs to work towards, and cannot be rewarded with that kind of interaction on a platter of gold. 4. Start training your dog on baby behavior. We mentioned earlier that babies are unpredictable when they start interacting with dogs. They will prod your dog, and tug their ears and tails in manners that are downright impolite, and hurtful to your dog. If you are going to have your dog interacting with your baby, or any baby for that matter, you need to start training your dog to expect these types of actions as normal. This can be achieved by using positive reinforcement techniques. For example, when you are alone with your dog, you can prod your dog lightly. When he or she reacts to it, you can say something like "good girl" and toss some treats for her. This way, as the training goes on, your dog would start associating prodding to the reward centers in their brain and would even start looking towards these scenarios. The same thing with tugging their ears and tails. Start lightly, and reward your dog when they react. Increase the frequency with time so that your dog would be used to more pressure, intensity, and still associate it with something good. All these would help to prepare your dog for a baby's unpredictable action, and still leave your dog happy with the interaction. 5. Introduce safe zones for your dog. Sometimes, a baby's action can be too much for your dog. Sometimes, a dog might growl a bit when being baby handled. If you have a dog that does this, it is a good sign. Your dog is trying to communicate that he or she is not enjoying what is going on. Unfortunately, most dogs don't understand the concept of walking away in these situations. This is where you come in. First, you need to provide safe zones for your dog, and more importantly train them on using the safe zone whenever they are not enjoying their interaction with the baby. What are safe zones? Well, safe zones simply put are places of comfort to which your dog has access but the baby does not. They may simply be an elevated porch your dog can easily climb on, your dog's bed, your dog's crate, etc. These safe zones are normally filled with dog toys and games. Things that can keep your dog occupied physically and mentally. In a way, this is like providing an option for your dog whenever they get involved in something they are not enjoying, or they just need a place of solace. So, now we have some understanding of what a safe zone is. Next thing is to start training your dog to use these places you have made available to them. The training for the go-to command is usually used to achieve this. 6. Exercise your dog. Exercising and socializing your dog usually go hand in hand. They get the workout they need, and at the same time learn to interact with people around them, and also their environment. Exercising your dog helps him or her to release the pent-up energy in them. This at the end of the session helps you to have a dog that is less hyperactive, thereby being in a more relaxed mode when interacting with the baby. You can even take this a step further and involve the baby in the training sessions. Doing this will help the dog register in his or her brain reward centers that being around the baby is always equivalent to having a good time. Your dog and your baby will also be undergoing some sort of bonding process as they get to investigate and interact with people and their environment together, and share their experiences in their own way. This leads to making the baby a more likable member of the pack. 7. Start teaching your baby the right way to interact with a dog. As your baby grows, the way they interact with your dog will change. The realization would dawn on both dog and baby that there are things one can do that the other can't. This would be a good time to start introducing your baby to proper and polite ways of handling your dog. From petting them to interacting with the dog's belongings like toys, games, and food. Naturally, your baby is unlikely to follow the rules set out immediately, but the good thing is that they are learning do's and don'ts early on, and this makes it easier to incorporate these habits as they grow older. I know we have said it before, but it is worth sounding the warning. Never leave a dog alone with a baby unsupervised.